Some gorgeous Scottish villages had their railway stations closed down by the infamous Dr. Beeching in the 1960s. A smaller number of Scottish villages have had their railway stations restored. Today we are exploring East Linton in East Lothian, which had its own railway station restored a couple of years ago. And behind me, that's called the Fantasy Dewcot. A dewcot is simply the Scottish name for a dovecote or a pigeon house, and this one dates back to the 1500s. It used to contain hundreds, if not thousands, of pigeons, all destined to be roasted for the table of a local manor house. Even though we can't go into the dovecote, pigeons still can. They have access through those holes at the top. They can just sneak in whenever they like. And of course the word fantasy means nothing to do with fantasy and science fiction. It's actually a word that means damp, gentle slope. Sounds fantastic though, doesn't it? Fantasy Dewcot. And after a brisk walk along this lane across these fields, we're going to come across one of the locations for the Outlander TV series. Just across this wee bridge. This is the River Tyne, obviously not the River Tyne that runs through Newcastle. No, this is the Scottish River Tyne. And up ahead, here's that Outlander place. This is Preston Mill, which was used in the Outlander TV series back in season 1, I think. Fans of the series will recognise this slipway where Jamie Fraser hid under the water from the searching soldiers. And I guess that's the sluice gate that they divert the water onto the water wheel. Preston Mill is closed Sunday to Thursday during the winter, but it's well worth a visit. You get to go inside and see the actual working millstones when it's open. I do love that unique conical roof. It's actually a Dutch-style roof on Preston Mill. All right, we're going to head into East Linton now and see what else we can see. Some of the houses on the way into East Linton look as if they could have formed part of a mill back in the day. And I absolutely love this view as we walk into the village, over this little bridge over the River Tyne, which we have already seen. And the view from the bridge, oh look, down there, looks like there's a bit of a waterfall, or at least some jagged rocks and a tiny little gorge. I wonder whether we can walk down and have a closer look. Nah, doesn't look like there's any way down there. Just over the river we've got a pub, or at least the Linton Restaurant, with rooms. And on a Friday, they look like they have a special 2 for £25 fish and chips or scampi and chips. Well, there is one little table to sit outside and enjoy your fish and chips on, with views back to that gorgeous little bridge. And there's a railway bridge. That's our first sign that East Linton has a railway station. Next to the railway, love this, Night Owl Books. This really is a gorgeous little village, isn't it? And here's the village square. Do I see a sign that says Crown and Kitchen breakfast served daily? Well, there's the Crown and Kitchen itself. The Crown and Kitchen Gastropub, boutique rooms, riverside cottages, Scottish ales, cocktails, outside bar and grill. And look at this gorgeous little fountain in the centre of the square. From a distance, I thought those little cherubs were doing something other than emptying their water buckets. This is the East Linton Memorial Drinking Fountain, St Andrew's Church. Some gorgeous houses are framing this little square. There's a coffee shop. And again, a couple of places to sit outside and watch the world go by. Well, what about this railway station then? Well, tell you what, first of all, I'll show you the railway station that Dr. Beeching axed. And for that, we need to find this footbridge. That's where the station was, the one that was axed by Beeching back in the 60s. The station buildings have been turned into residences, and there are a few remnants of the old station platforms a little further along the curve there. As I say, East Linton had its station restored a few years back, but slightly further away from the location of the original station. I have to say, though, it's not as old school as the old one. Now, we've got to go up around the bend. The original East Linton station opened in 1846. Beeching closed it in 1964. And Network Rail opened this thing in 2023. Welcome to East Linton Railway Station. Well, what do you think? Now, don't get me wrong, whilst I'm absolutely delighted that they've reopened a station here in East Linton, in fact, I think they should try and open as many railway stations that Beeching closed back in the 60s as they can. I do wish that in a village like this, which is so historical and so pretty and has such gorgeous old architecture, that they could have managed something a little bit less functional and a little less bleak than this. I mean, okay, it's got lifts, it's got a footbridge, and it's got all modern facilities, and that's what you would expect, but they could have disguised it and made it look a little bit more in keeping with the local character. What do you think? Well, I really do recommend an afternoon here in East Linton. Maybe start at that pub, have some lunch, fish and chips if it's on a Friday, and then head to Preston Mill and the Ducot and a wander round the village centre. It's a beautiful little village with a gigantic modern station, and that means it's only 20 minutes on the train from the centre of Edinburgh. Either hop on a train to Dunbar, and it's the stop before Dunbar, or most of the TransPennine Express trains that head from Edinburgh Waverley down to Newcastle and beyond all stop here at East Linton. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one for some more travel adventures and a little drop of history.
Your looking so fine. Nobody's breaking your. So call me out, baby.